Hello everyone, my name's Idiotic Synergy and today we're talking about Enforcers. Don't pick them. Don't pick them as a starting gang. My god, if you're new to Necromunda, don't pick them. Don't be like me and pick them because they're just bad. They are just bad. And I don't like them. I like their armor. That's the only thing I like about them. And the guns they get is kind of fun. I say kind of fun. It's not, because I remember that their fucking weapon skill is terrible. Even though they're quite pricey. In fact, they are probably the most expensive gang because the only thing they have going for them is the armor. And even then, the armor is a shit. It's just shit. The whole, oh, you get a variety of weapons, that's a lie. That is a lie. If you wanted to use plasma as an enforcer, nope, you can't. Flamers as an enforcer, nope. Any decent melee weapon, nope. Sorry, son, you're stuck with shock battens, and I hate it. It generally makes me really annoyed at how bad they are, because they shouldn't be this bad. They really shouldn't. But they are, because Games Workshop loves Vansars and Orlocks too much. Every other gang has something going for them. House Cawdor has Miracle Dice. Orlocks have a huge variety of weapons. Goliaths have Ogrins and weird upgrades you can give them. Eshers have Plasma and drugs. Enforcers don't have anything. They really don't. Oh, but their weapons are quite good. Yes, it's a shame that ballistic skill sucks. And the only weapon you should be using is the concussion carbine. Because every other weapon is swingy as shit. And you might say, oh, well, what about the sniper rifle up here? Because there's a guy up here with a sniper rifle. Yeah, it's a shame that Necromunda is very close quarters though, so that bonus to your shot with a sniper rifle won't really come into effect. It's terrible. Everything about this gang is terrible. The shotgun might be the only good thing about it because you have shredder rounds, but that's it. And, oh, don't get me started on their equipment, because usually with a gang they have no equipment, so you buy the gang, then you buy the equipment. Enforcers think, nah. Here's the best thing about Enforcers, you get equipment listed, like, shoved on your models. You just get equipment. Isn't that nice? You already have decent armor for free. It's not for free because every single ganger in an Enforcer gang is really overpriced, especially what they can do. So let me just show you their rules and show you the equipment. I hate this gang. I regret choosing it as my first gang. My Redemptionist gang, I'm gonna have a lot more fun with because it's Redemptionists. And my Ogren gang, I'm gonna have a lot more fun with them because they're Nurgle Ogren. This gang lacks flavour. In fact, they are just boring. There is no flavour. There is no interesting things that happen to them. They're just there. They're fucking boring. And even like the Subjugators, which, by the way, if you take Subjugators thinking they're like a decent melee unit, they're really not. They're really not. They are painfully average. If you take Subjugators thinking, oh yes, they're like the best melee unit, do not choose Enforcers as a melee. Equip them with a shield and grenade launcher. You'll thank me later. Let me just show you what they do in game, because you'd be surprised at the equipment they get. It's really good, guys, honest. So, these are the rules of the Palanite Enforcers. And honestly, you might as well just use a different gang. Yeah. Most gangs have gimmicks, like Cawdor Redemptionists have Miracle Dice. Goliaths have gene smithing. Eshers can use weird amounts of drugs to help buff them. Enforcers don't get any of that, and their weapons that you do get, they are very limiting. Basically, I wonder if I can find the weapons. I hope I can. Yes, so here is your weapons here. And you get an auto pistol. Actually, no. Let me show you why, like, one big issue I have with them. Your wargear. The reason they're so expensive is because you automatically get wargear. One of the wargear that I find completely useless is the stub gun. I fucking hate the stub gun. It takes up a slot. You can't get rid of it, you have to bring it, and that goes with Subjugators. So, say you've got a Subjugator with a shield and stun baton, and you want to also give them a grenade launcher. Well, you can't because the stub gun's in the fucking way. Like, the stub gun is the most useless fucking weapon I have ever come across for enforcers. I like how it looks, and for other gangs I would give them a stub gun. I don't like having weapons forced on me that I can't just get rid of. And also, manacles. If no one brings manacles, nobody uses manacles. Unless you're really trying to just use them for the sake of using them. Because manacles basically is an attack, but with extra steps and doesn't even kill them, and the person can break out the cuffs. It's a mess. It is quite literally a mess. So the stub gun and manacles no one really uses, but the good thing is that you do get flak and armoured undersuit for free. And if you're a subjugator, you get to replace that flak with layered flak. And of course, you can upgrade it to be hardened layered flak. And if you do that combined with an armoured undersuit, that gives you a free up save, which is great. Unfortunately, it's really fucking expensive. And the gang leader is already a whopping 140 credits. That right there, it's taking the piss. But you get 2 attacks, so maybe that's something. The sergeants, however, 1 attack, and they are 100 credits. You get 1 attack. 1. But you can use your stub gun in melee, so I guess that's something, I guess. It's just a shame that the stub gun is really crap. And obviously you can make anyone a subjugator. Hell, you can even have a subjugator gang. But there is another issue with the enforcers. Say you want to turn everybody into a subjugator. Well, you're locked out of Palanite equipment. You can only gain access to subjugator equipment. And that really limits the amount of choice you have. Rookies are probably the only other good thing about enforcers. Because every time you can't choose rookies, basically whenever an enforcer is dead or retired, a single rookie may be recruited for free in the post-battle phase. So every time a fighter dies, you can gain a rookie, but that also means that whenever a rookie dies, you can replace that rookie with another rookie, because technically it's an enforcer, so you can just keep replacing your rookies. Which does mean that if you want to run a really cheap gang, just get a bunch of patrolmen, let them have the basic gear, don't give them anything, and then just let them die off, so then you can replace the patrolmen with rookies. And it would probably work out the same, because again, they only have 1 wound and 1 attack. It's terrible, but I need to show you their weapons, because, you know, there's a large variation of weapons. There really isn't. So, your pistols. You can have stub gun with dum-dum rounds, or auto pistols with fragmentation and man-stopper rounds. Then you get into your basic weapons. Bolt gun with penetrator rounds, if you so desire. That's a whopping 50 credits. Or you can have the combat shotgun, which comes with the salvo and shredder rounds. I would always recommend the combat shotgun. I think the bolt gun is a massive waste of time. It's so swingy. It's so swingy, and yeah, it's not a good gun in my opinion. I would always go with the combat shotgun. But yeah, the enforcer bolt gun, and you're always shooting on falls. It gets annoying. Like, I've had entire games where that bolt gun never fired once, and it's just not worth it. At least with the combat shotgun, you can have the salvo and shredder rounds for free. Your special weapons, concussion rifle, the concussion carbine, always bring that. Have 3 guys with concussion carbines. It's blast. It's decent. It's cheap. Even if you miss, you can always still hit, and it auto pins. It's amazing. And also strength 3, no AP, damage 1. In Necromunda, ain't that bad, so concussion carbines all the way. Then you have your grenade launcher, where where it seems like only subjugators can take it, and yeah, it's 50 credits, and I would recommend that you get smoke or choke. Crack, I don't think there's any point in bringing crack. Smoke is quite good at obscuring sight. Gas grenades are always fun to use because it's like you've got some. It ranges from tear gas to anthrax. You can kill a lot of things with choke grenades. Photon flash grenades, I don't know. I haven't used any. And scare grenades are incredibly janky. The sniper rifle, again, if it's on a bigger map, bring it. If not, then don't. And because it's usually a campaign, if you have a sniper, yeah, it can be problematic depending what campaign you're doing. I would always go with concussion carbine. Then you get the heavy stuff. So you have the heavy concussion ram, 70 credits, acts exactly the same as a carbine, unfortunately not a melee weapon. So you might as well go with the assault ram, which is your only other choice if you've got subjugators. Because you can go grenade launcher and shield, or you can just go grenade launcher and ram. The melee ram is quite good. It's 90 credits, so quite expensive, but it's quite good. It's really powerful, and it's basically just a massive sledgehammer. It's really good. The grenade launcher comes with frag and choke gas, which is very good, and obviously you can bring smoke if you so wish. And then we get into close combat, where you get a shock baton, a shock staff, or a shield. The shield only comes with the Subjugator, unfortunately, so if you're playing Palanite, you are very limited. One of them does parry, and the other one has a bit more extra range. I can't remember which is which, but I think you would always bring the one with the extra range, just so then you aren't base to base. Because they're not that good in combat. They really aren't. They are quite shit in combat. As I know, I've had so many enforcers die on me. It's not even funny. Badzone enforcers get a lot more options, as you can see. Yeah. I should have gone with Badzone enforcers, because look at all the options they can bring. They can bring las guns, they can plasma pistols, grenade, like Badzone enforcers. I think are pretty cool, and I should have brought them, but unfortunately I didn't because I'm an idiot. And I liked regular enforcers because I thought they would be... To be fair, I thought they would be decent, and they're just not. They are shit. Like, the amount of points that you waste on them, it's not worth it. But you also get armor, hardened flak for Paladite, or hardened layered flak, and equipment. The only other thing I would recommend you take is infrasight. It's quite useful, and respirators. Holy shit, take respirators. Seriously, it will save your life. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what about hazard suits? You can't bring them. You just can't. You can't bring them as enforcers. So, unless you get lucky at the trading post. And I do mean lucky, because they're a law-abiding gang. So yeah, that's Paladite Enforcers. The biggest mistake I ever made in Necromunda, and of course you get your Cyber Mastiffs, which you sort of... I'm always confused, because apparently you can't get them, but you can technically if you bring along that bounty hunter. So yeah, there's Cyber Mastiffs there. Which are quite nice, and yeah, they can just protect you. I think, I think though, I don't know. I've been told two different things by two different people. Either you can bring Cyber Mastiffs automatically, with you from the very beginning, or you have to bring that fucking bounty hunter along with you to unlock cyber mastiffs. I can't tell which is which. I'm hoping you can just bring them right out the gate, because otherwise, like, you're just really stuck. And yeah, that's it. I wouldn't recommend this gang at all, unless you know what you're doing, and I don't. I never know what I'm doing. I just kind of wish they had more things going for them, because I think if I was in charge, I would get rid of the stub gun. Like, that should not be an auto include. I like, it limits you quite badly. Their skills are quite good though. Skill wise, they're quite good. Their tactic cards are awful, because most of them are for zone mortis with doors. So unless you've got like a bunch of doors, then again, they're very specifically designed for zone mortis, I think, and that's the issue. They're very. It's like Games Workshop doesn't know what to do with them, because there's a lot of tactics cards regarding doors, but that's it, and everything else just seems like generic tactics cards. So I'm really confused. Dear. I kind of want them to have one extra attack, or to be better than just shit. And yeah, the stub gun limits you. I also I think if you are going to play Enforcers, go Badzone. I think Badzone is the way forward, because you get the armored undersuit for free. The stub gun isn't an auto include, and you get enlisted hive scum, where if they die, they do not trigger nerve tests, which is quite good. So yes. Um so yes, I think if I ever do another Enforcer gang, it would be Badzone Enforcers. Just because then you get a lot more weapons. You get a lot more interesting weapons. And the Cyber Mastiff seems a lot more weird. But yeah, that's it. I mean, look at that. You can bring las pistols. You can really make it your own. And there's a lot more options here, like the auto gun, flamers, sniper rifles, web guns, heavy stubbers, axe, chainswords. Yeah, there just seems to be a lot more here. And also, yeah, I think Badzone Enforcers might be the way forward. But that's it. That's all I have to say. I've been Idiotic Synergy. Thanks for listening to this moan, and I'll see you later. Remember, take care and stay safe.